You gotta be.
Oh, well, I'll just sit here in my underwear then. No, I'm kidding. No. Underwear, it's still covered.
We're live!
Oh, is it live?
Yes!
I was gonna make a joke about wearing underwear with a fig leaf imprint on there, you know.
Like flesh covered underwear, you might go the whole 9 yards.
Might as well. Yeah. Hi.
Welcome to another episode of the Northwest Brewmeisters. I'm Jamey.
I'm Steve.
We are just two guys from the Pacific Northwest who like beer,
Think you should too.
and it's gonna be a good day. Light your flame, man.
Flaming on. Wait, no. That's you know what I mean.
We're gonna get things rolling as quickly as possible. I have a 90-minute boil today.
Whoa!
Yes, I love that part. It's not too bad with the aiming flame. The old days when I used to use my Zippo,
I know, right?
that was not so fun.
He'd lose half the hair on his arm.
I was like a swimmer. All right. So, anyways, we got a boogie. First day of school. Getting up.
It's tomorrow.
Things. I mean, yeah, obviously not today, but
Right.
it's like we cannot be up until 9 o'clock tonight brewing beer. So, off we go. Go ahead, Steve. Tell them what you're brewing.
All right, I am brewing the first recipe. Well, let me back up. This is the fourth time I've brewed the first recipe I ever designed from the ground up on my own. This is if you've seen any previous episodes, the Resurrection Strong Ale, which is based off an English Strong Ale. Excuse me, I fought off a cold, so I'm still kind of a little bit crusty, as you could say.
Crusty?
Not good day, just a little crusty. It wasn't COVID or anything. I just had a little sinusy thing going on over the past few days. All right, Resurrection Strong Ale, which is based on English style strong ale. There's another name for it. I can't remember what the other name was.
English strong ale.
But there was two names. It was strong ale.
Strong ale or a
Some kind of other ale for it. But
old
anyway.
ale? Old ale? Old ale?
Maybe I think it was old ale.
Old ale?
Old style ale. Anyway, so as usual, I'm doing an extract brew. Reason being, it's just cuts down a lot of the time, and I just don't have the equipment really to do all grain brewing yet. Anyway, moving on. So I know, right? My extracts are 9.9 pounds of light malt extract. Oh, jeez. Now that I'm trying to talk, it's gonna my throat's gonna act up on me. It's drying out. Excuse me. Yes, I know. I'm drinking water. How dare I?
It is kind of sinful.
I know, right?
No,
Show
no.
about beer and brewing. I'm drinking water, but beer is like mostly water, so
It is mostly water. It's improved water.
improved water, right? It's
Exactly.
malt slushy, whatever.
Exactly.
Malt smoothie. Okay, as I was saying, so I have 9.9 pounds of liquid light malt extract. I use the Breeze brand. 1 pound of Crystal 20, quarter pound of British chocolate malt, an ounce and a half of Northern Brewer, and half an ounce of Cascade. My Northern Brewer will go in at 60 minutes, and my half ounce will go in at. I have 10 or 15 on my notes. I've been kind of going back and forth, seeing if it makes much of a difference. I don't remember what I did last time, so.
It was delicious. It's always
Right.
delicious. It's my favorite beer that he brews.
Well, thank you. My yeast is, I'm going to use two smack packs of London. No, I'm not doing London this time. I'm using Northwest yeast this time. The 322. What was it?
1332.
Oh, come on, man.
I use 1332.
Really, I'm trying to talk, and now this is going to happen. Now I'm getting irritated.
Don't get irritated.
Oh, no, I'm just irritated. Like, I'm trying to talk, and now I can't talk.
Just stay over
Process is the same. Process is the same that you've seen before. I'll bring my water to a boil, I'll bring my water to my steeping temperature, which will be about 150 to 160 degrees. I'll submerge my sack of steeping grains, my muslin sack, which has my crystal and my British malt. That'll steep for 30 minutes, trying to my best to maintain that 150 to 160. And then once that's done, I'll add my liquid malt extracts, try to get them as dissolved as possible, bring the heat up, and get a nice smooth rolling boil for about an hour. I'm sorry, I got to go off camera. Go ahead, man.
All right. So while Steve is dealing with probably blowing of noses and things like that nature, I am doing the Newcastle Clone, which I also have done several times myself. Let's get down to the extract version, because the recipe I stole this from has both the all grain and the extract. So mine is So let's just get right to it. If you've watched any episodes, you've probably seen us brew this one as well because this is a favorite in my household. My wife loves Newcastle. Yes, the new version, not the old version that all the old guys swear and they all say, no, we'll never drink Newcastle again. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But I'm brewing this clone and it tastes really good. So we made a couple changes to the recipe. By the way, homebrewersassociation.org, you should try British chocolate and, oh, squint the eyes, 1318 London Ale 3. You should try that. So I'll tell you the changes since I've got the recipe right in front of me. So we've got 5.5 pounds of light dry malt extract. So we're using, I think I'm using Pilsen. Seriously?
What's that?
The wind.
Oh, I know, it's a little breezy today.
Yeah, so I'm using Pilsen. I'm just doing 6 pounds because it comes in 3-pound bags and it's hard to measure out half a pound out of a 3-pound bag, especially out of the dry malt extract because it is super powdery and messy and just not fun. But at least it's not sticky.
Right.
So 12 ounces of 55 Lovabond crystal malt, 1.5 ounces of black malt, 1.5 ounces of chocolate malt, 4 ounces torrefied wheat, 1 ounce East Kent Golding hops, which we put in at the 90-minute mark, and 1 ounce of East Kent Golding hops at the 30-minute mark. 1 teaspoon of Irish moss. Steve has some whirly flock over there. And then it's Y yeast number 1028 Special London or White Labs English Ale yeast. Changes that we've made to this. I think it was both Ben and Trevor down at Northwest Brewer Supply recommended that instead of using regular old chocolate malt, we use British chocolate malt, which, by the way, you didn't mention that, but that is a minor change that Steve made to his from his original recipe, which was just
Oh, I used the British chocolate malt last time I did it.
I know, but I just thought, never mind. I'm being pedantic. Maybe not. Maybe I don't think that's really pedantic. Kind of like people don't use ironic correctly.
No.
So we switched out for 1.5 ounces of British chocolate malt. And then after 20 minutes of searching through my purchasing history to figure out which yeast I used, we figured out that I actually used the Squint Again 1318 London Ale 3. And those two changes, I gave it to my wife and she was like, this is the closest you have come to the Newcastle that we drink out of the bottle. So I'm like,
Nice.
Sticking with that.
Gotta work with that.
So big difference, it's always timing because we always have one wort chiller. Maybe someday we'll have like permanently installed wort chillers in these fancy tubs in a room with all sorts of cool stuff. We'll have to wear lab coats when we do it, like safety glasses. I don't know why, but in any case. So point being, Steve's starting first. Once he gets up to temperature, then I will start my flame, and then he should be like finishing up his boil, and I should still have 30 minutes or so left on my boil. For whatever reason, my pot gets hot faster. We don't know why. We have our guesses about distance from flame and orientation of the pot. Doesn't matter. So there you go. That is what we're brewing. Yay!
Good.
All right. And now we're back to that. And we're monitoring.
And
And
the mama likes to stick.
Nathan is with us. You are a loyal viewer. In fact, you are the loyal viewer. I need my glasses to see his comment, though. All right. What do we got from Nathan? We got, why would you use British chocolate malt instead of the others? Slightly different flavor? Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have a better...
I don't know all the science behind it. It just
no, what
adds a little more character to it. I know it's very vague, but you just have to try it.
Is it more chocolatey or
no? It's just
darker?
more of a malty darkness to it. More of a maltiness to it.
It does taste different, and in a good way. So, I imagine if you were really trying to exercise extreme control over that, and you had identified the chocolate malt as that flavor thing, you might go back and forth between normal chocolate and British chocolate. But both of us agree that the British chocolate is just, we like the flavor.
Yeah, it just brings out a little bit of a different flavor.
And it was at the recommendation of
it was experimental.
Ben and Trevor.
It was experimental. Like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah, it was a good experiment.
Just adds some character to it. Again, that's a vague statement. It's just, you just have to drink it kind of thing, I guess. Have the original and then try the new one and just see if you can tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
The short answer is flavor. Just alters the flavor slightly. Not a big alteration. Here we go again. Not a big alteration, but just enough to, give a little bit of a differentiation.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, sure. It's subtle, but it's good. It's good. And of course, Steve's better at tasting that stuff than I am.
But I can't sit there and break it down like some professional taster. Like, this and that and that. Blah, 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 it's not
use words like notes, hints, and
bouquet, like
bouquet,
like wine people. Wine people.
Speaking of wine people, today's hot break, which we will read later, is all about wine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ben didn't.
Wine season's kicking in, so
it is. He didn't write one of his real in-depth articles, but I figure we'll read the advertisements for the wine and then make fun of them because that's fun. As I say to the guy that makes wine.
I know. I was like,
sorry, Nathan.
Doesn't Nathan technically make wine?
Yeah, he makes wine. I mean, it's mead.
Careful, man. We might lose our only viewer.
Yeah, that would be bad. All right. We're going to walk that back. We're not going to make fun of the wine people at all today. We're just going to say, you make a drink.
You've made mead before, though.
I know, but it was bad mead, and I drank it at the 2-week mark, which any real mead person would be aghast at.
No self-respecting mead person drink their mead at 2 weeks.
No lie. That is exactly. I read it on the interweb, so it must be true. It's like, no mead is good before the 2-year mark. It's like, really? Who in the world can wait 2 years to drink something? That's like making a hamburger. What? No.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I would say so. More of an amber bock instead of a shiner bock. Yeah, that's probably close.
What's that? Oh,
he was like the flavor difference. I don't know. Now we have to go get an amber bock and a shiner bock. Right. So next time on Northwest Brewmeisters, amber bock and shiner bock.
There's a whole science to beer tasting apparently, but I don't know much about it. I have a book on it. I never finished it. It kind of got boring and dry.
Watch.
I might try to read it again.
I've got all the techniques.
Yep, tastes like beer.
That's good.
Beer tasting simplified.
Yes.
Yep, it's good.
It's good.
It's not good. It's not beer then.
It's not good. Not beer.
Like a goes. That's not a beer.
Oh man, that's. Yeah, I gotta admit, a lot of those sour beers.
I am more and more. I try sour beers, the more and more I realize not a fan, man.
Yep. I mean, and we try. We go back time and again.
I'm telling you, we're giving it honest tries. We are truly trying different styles, not just drinking one sour and going, ooh. We're trying different types of sours and things.
You never know. You might.
So far, I have not been really impressed, man, with any of the sours. I'm sure the people that like sours are probably really good, but for me, I'm just not a fan of the sour beer.
All right, so Nathan's firing back. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. My mead is way easier to make than your beer, and higher ABV with less work.
I'm sure he's not wrong.
There is at least one other viewer in the world, buddy. We're going to find that guy.
All right, I'm about ready for temperature.
Okie dokie.
Back on
rock and roll.
50 now. I'm going to bring it up.
Well, I'm not going to lie. When I made my mead, it was very simple. Water, honey. I used champagne yeast. What kind of yeast do you use? I used champagne yeast when I made mine. Put it in the bottle, waterlocked it, and let it go. I think it took all of 20 minutes, including cleaning the. I got a little gallon carboy because I didn't want to make 5 gallons of something that I wouldn't like.
Right.
Although there's got to be something to mead. Because Mark, he makes award-winning meads. So there has to be a technique to mead other than just throwing stuff in a bottle and letting it go.
Yeah, I'd say so, but I don't know anything about it. So I don't feel qualified to even comment on that. Excuse me.
Is it coming untied?
No, but it's actually touching the bottom of the
Oh,
pot.
a little short?
I didn't think I had enough. I thought I didn't have enough, length on the sack, so I tied it kind of long. But apparently, I have more length than I. Sour.
Only if you're immature, which we are.
Sure. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect.
Right, you didn't want it to sit on the bottom. Okay, so did you say you're starting your timer?
Yes, I'm starting it right now. So timer is on now.
And the answer? Apparently, Steve, you're uber qualified to comment. No, there is not. It is just that easy.
All right.
We are in the wrong business, buddy.
I know, right? Maybe we should go into mead. Be Mark's competition. Make some enemies out there,
Broadcast would be a little bit shorter.
I know, right?
And we're done. Next time.
See you
Tune
next
in.
week.
5 minutes? What are these? YouTube shorts?
Pretty much. All right, good temp. I'm right where I want to be. I target 70 degrees Celsius just because it's a good halfway point on my gauge here. So for my thermometer.
Halfway point, as in it puts it right in between.
Yeah, between the 150. It's a little over It's a little over the halfway point, but it's still less than 160.
Right.
So if I can get it between 155 and 160, usually 70 is about ideal for the steep that I'm going for. Wow. All right. There we
My
go.
brains are not sinking. Sink.
Yeah. Also with the British chocolate for mine, and regular chocolate malt does this as well. It'll add the darker color because I use a light crystal malt, a low bond scale of 20, but I use the dark malt to kind of counter that. That way, it's not really, really dark beer. It's more of an amber beer, kind of light amber, I guess, in the end. But I know I'm kind of jumping back on the British chocolate malt because it does affect the color as well. It counters that light crystal malt. If I didn't use the chocolate malt, it would be like a light gold color, maybe even a straw color, But this beer is high ABV in the end. It's usually about 7.5 to 7.7. Excuse me. And yeah, I like it because it feels like it's an all year round beer. It's not mouth heavy, so it doesn't feel like it needs to be a wintry or fall beer. It's real light on the palate, but it's strong. I think this was the first one you called Danger Beer. No. That wasn't Danger Beer?
I just called this amazing, and I just want to drink it all the time beer. Like, right out the box. It was like, this is amazing beer. No, Danger Beer was that hazy IPA or whatever. It tasted like orange juice. It was just, it was
so easy. Yeah.
It was like drinking water, but like really good flavored water. And
drink two of them, you're like, man, I'm already buzzing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could easily drink like 12 of them without even knowing it, and then fall over on your face. Yeah, that was Danger Beer. But yeah, this stuff is dangerous too because you could easily drink a lot of it without knowing where you're going and then end up sloshed.
Well, this one had that warming effect. That's right. First time it's like, man, I just feel the warmth going down my esophagus,
Speaking of which, first of all, let's pay attention to Nathan just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
He says some people make it way more complicated to make meads. But the long and the short of it with mead, if you try something and the flavors just don't come out, you still made mead. Which, my friend, is exactly the way it is with beer.
Yep.
Even if you get infected beer, it's still beer. It's just...
It tastes awful.
Yeah. Which... Boy. Okay, knock on wood.
I know, right?
Because we have not had an infected beer. That's mainly because Steve takes sanitation seriously.
Steve is almost like obsessive about it. So.
And that prevents Jamey from screwing up. Because Jamey does not take sanitation as seriously as he should. This is true.
Well, considering what you told me earlier, I think you do, man. You said you got all bleach happy today and bleached everything. And,
Well, yeah, that's once 6 months.
Never mind.
Well, okay, so for example, my secondaries are waterlocked.
Right.
I'll clean them out and then I'll just put the water lock with water in it. And so I lock it in there. And, secondaries, that's just like the whole thing with dry hopping when I was talking with Ben. It was like, the thing is there's really not enough left in the beer / wort, because it's on its way to being beer
Right.
still. He's like, there's not enough left for anything else to grab a foothold and go.
Oh, like when you dry hop, yeah.
Right. He's like, so some people, they know how to sterilize their hops. He's
I
like,
just open it
you
for it, man.
just throw it
That's
in
what
there.
I do.
Secondary is much less dangerous as far as your risk of infection.
Right.
Because and you know this, but for anybody who might be a first-time viewer, which who knows? Anyways, it's kind of a first to the goal. It's a pole position type game with the yeast. It's like that's why you move as fast as you can, but you try and get the yeast. That's why why is everybody falling down up there instead of standing up?
We have a breeze.
I know. I'm sure that came through on the microphone too.
Yeah, right.
In any case, it's the first one to grab a foothold and really start propagating and making more and doing its thing. Whereas, in the secondary, there's just not as much left for that to happen. And the yeast is already. What's that?
Right? You're off center.
Oh, there you go.
Look over, I was like, your pot's tilted.
Yeah, sure enough, it is.
This side's getting really hot, but that side's just not quite making the cut. All right. I'm sorry.
That's all right,
Schnoz, man.
It's the way it is. We are, after all, the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River. Killing me. All right. And now it's time for Jamey Alone, the part of the broadcast where Jamey is alone. And now, actually, the alcohol content kills most of the nasty bugs that can ruin the brew. That's true. Wasp.
Get it?
No, I missed. Probably pissed it off. We'll be back soon. Hopefully not with friends.
I hope it doesn't come back with buddies.
Yeah. Yeah, the alcohol content, that's true.
Sorry.
As the alcohol increases inside the beer, it does make it less tenable for other bugs to live.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm in the death throes of a little sniffle I had over the weekend. And, it's in the end, but it just sometimes I just got to go clear, man.
Gotta go clear. Gotta clear the pipe.
If you had tuned in earlier, you would have seen me practically choking up here trying to talk.
All right, what are we doing? We are going to go to this.
And
This. And then we're going to go to this. All right. We're going to read the hot break.
oh, okay.
Brought to you by Northwest Brewer Supply. Our friends Trevor and Ben, who actually have their fingers in every single one of our recipes to some extent.
Yeah, they've provided guidance and
Yeah, they've really done that.
helped us where we needed help. And
Any of you who watch these replays, which I know is at least 3 people. 3 people watch these replays, so I feel good about that. Not so much. I mean, obviously, if you live in Oklahoma, it might be a bit of a drive to get up to Northwest Brewer Supply, but don't order your stuff online. Go into your local brew shop and buy from them because they will tell you good things. Like maybe you shouldn't put 4 pounds of roasted barley in your beer. It would have a bad effect.
right now, that didn't happen to one of us. It was a story they told us.
Well, and that's that's a ridiculous example too.
Well, there was one story where this person was buying. They told us a story where the lady was buying like just a stupid amount of some kind of crystal or something. And
it was like the malting grains. It was like for all grain.
It was steeping grains.
Yeah.
What it was. And,
anyways, and her beer was tasting like.
She kept wondering why it tasted like real heavy in the mouth. Like,
yeah,
you got too much steeping grain in there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and when you don't know a lot,
right,
it's nice to have people.
Someone who's been there, done that, who can help us. And that's what these guys have done. They definitely helped us figure out recipes that we didn't quite know how to round out or whatever,
And because we're such connoisseurs, and they were nervous about their last batch, they invited us in to drink all their beer with them.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
No, we tasted some of the beers that they make, and they make some really good beer. I've got an Ambrosia, which should be in the refrigerator, pressure carbonating, but it's not. It's in the kitchen, in a keg. Later on today, we'll go to the refrigerator and it'll start carbonating. But that's one of their recipes, and that will be, so in about 2 weeks, we'll test that. We might be back in the garage in 2 weeks, because who knows what the weather's going to do. We've enjoyed our 2.5 weeks of summer here up in the Pacific Northwest, so
right.
It's time for fall to move back in.
Yeah, yesterday it felt like it was going to be like that. It got pretty chilly. It rained for a while too, I think, in the evening. That's right.
I did.
You said
I
it.
did.
Right,
I was so irritated
you're
because
working on
I'm
your
pouring concrete and then it starts raining.
Like,
Really?
really?
What? So I cut up a whole bunch of grocery bags, put them all over the concrete so it wouldn't get wet.
Covered it all, yeah.
Well, it'll screw up concrete because it'll mix up your water to
Right.
mix ratio, and that can weaken it and do things. It's not super important. It's just footing for a brick wall I'm building. But all right. So, hi, Jamey. That would be me. They write. Do they say hi, Steve, or do they say hi, friend of Jamey?
So hi, Steve.
I'm
pretty sure every
I don't feel
email is
anymore.
personalized to the person on the account.
No way.
Yes, way. Totally, man. Technology's amazing.
I do not feel special anymore. So this is volume 3, issue 9. Issue 9? I should get issue 1.
Buy a passport.
I don't want it. It's September 1st, 2022. It's wine time at Northwest Brewer Supply with pre-orders open for this year's limited release wine kits. If you have never made your own wine, then this is a great time to start. Whether you're picking up one of the limited edition kits or any of the varietals, that's a good word. Varietal. Even though it comes from the wine community, it's still a good word. I think we should steal it.
Varietal.
Varietal. We make varietal beer.
Oop.
Oh, I need to check it. I'm a
Go too hot.
I got a ways to go. That's the problem with chatting, is you lose track of things. Remember, the beer comes first, and then the video. That's more to me than it is to Steve. All right. If you're already brewing, you have more than enough gear to start. The only extra bit of gear you need is a corker. Each wine kit makes 6 gallons. So they use these Wine Expert limited editions. What else? Because I actually don't really want to read commercials here. I was really hoping Ben had written an article because I like his articles. I actually really do. His articles are pretty good. All right, so we'll go with the Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot. Merlot. It's right there. Merlot. Merlot. Prove me wrong. Change my mind.
Wine people are just like, oh,
change
cringe.
my mind. All right, Merlot. Classic combination. Robust Cabernet.
What, do you say Home Depot or Home Depot?
Home Depot. That's because my father-in-law is from Honduras, and that's how he says it, and so that's how I say it. Home Depot. It's not home either. It's Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Oh yeah, Jamie, let's go down to Home Depot. It's like, okay.
Where I'm from, they call it Homes Depot.
This episode of Northwest Brewmeisters is brought to you with the letter R for racism.
I'm not trying to be racist.
Oh, you're serious?
It's called Homes Depot, man.
Oh. It's just because El Paso, Texas, border
I'm
town.
originally from El Paso, Texas, border town. So, yes. I know
that wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke, man.
Okay.
I'm not the only one who's even said that. George Lopez used it as material one time.
George Lopez is he Mexican? What is
Mexican.
he? Is he Mexican? You know,
he's California Mexican. It's like a different style.
So he's American with Mexican roots.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he immigrated or not, but I think if I remember right, he's from the West Coast. You know,
I gotcha. Right.
You have California border, and then you have of course Arizona, New Mexico, and then the Texas border part. There's a difference in what I've noticed when I was stationed in California compared to kind of the cultural stuff and when I was in Texas. You know, the food's a little different too. It tastes a little different.
Like Tex-Mex versus California Mex.
Yeah. Cal-Mex, I think they call it.
Cal-Mex. Cali-Mex.
Yeah, Cali-Mex, but to me the difference is in like the way they use the spices and the sauces, like the textures and the consistencies. I mean, it's still the same kind of stuff. It's tortilla with cheese, sour cream, that kind of thing.
Sure.
But I think what I noticed between the two areas is the spices and the textures of the sauces.
Probably has something to do with identifying your market and knowing what people like. Like Chinese food here. Chinese food here is not anything like Chinese food in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close.
It's awful in Hong Kong. That's where I went. I think I was eating dog. I'm not even joking. I think I was eating dog or something. It just tasted awful, whatever it was.
I didn't think the food tasted awful.
Although this was in Hong Kong, so
So, well, I did a couple of the tours in Hong Kong, that were hosted, and so we
Mhm.
went to places, and yeah, and we did some sort of weird all-you-can-eat thing. I tried rooster feet. Yeah, don't eat rooster feet. I mean, they weren't disgusting, actually. I mean, so go ahead, eat rooster feet. I won't warn you away, but it was just kind of like goo, just kind of like fat, but
Yeah.
with less consistency.
Like, how was it prepared? Was it like a soup or something?
No,
Or?
it's just like steamed or fried or
Steamed
something.
rooster feet?
I don't know. There's no muscles on the foot. It's just like cartilage. That's maybe it was slow roasted over several weeks. It doesn't matter. It wasn't gross. It just wasn't amazing either. It was like, come on.
I did eat chicken cartilage when I was in Japan. It was like a bowl of a little deep fried cartilage.
That was it.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, that's weird.
I felt like I was chewing on rubber bands.
Yeah.
Deep fried rubber bands.
I think the grossest thing I ate in Japan was definitely the squid intestines.
Yeah,
those
for
were
me,
gross.
it was probably the raw octopus. I felt like I was eating eyeball because like it would have resistance, then
Wait,
whoop, it kind of bursts in your mouth.
I guess that's exactly how I
It
feel.
was disgusting.
How many eyeballs have you eaten in your life? Aside
None.
from the octopus.
I guess none.
But that does make sense. Just kind of.
And then it kind of pops, and then it has a crunch to it. You're just kind of like
A crunchy eyeball?
yeah. Like once it pops, it has like this weird kind of crunch. Not a full on crunch, but like a soft crunch. And you're just kind of like oh. Anyway, we should see what Nathan has to say.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
He's
Let's
probably
go.
got some interesting things to say after this part.
Let's see if I can remember how to get that over
This little
here.
segue we went on. First, it was like racial stuff, and then we got into nasty food.
I don't know how we got there. All right, back over to here. No thanks on the rooster feet. Maybe if you it for sausage fat, might want to retype that last one. I'm usually pretty good at autocorrect, but didn't quite catch that one.
That one got you, man.
Oh, so what are we sipping on during today's brew? Good question. We did not talk about that.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
I asked that same question when Steve brought it over.
We are drinking the brown ale that I made 3 episodes ago because last episode was Imperial IPA. Episode prior to that was ESB,
Right?
and then the prior one to that would be the brown ale. So yeah, it's just a nut brown ale that I made. It wasn't anything super special. In fact, it was a recipe that I didn't sit and design it from the ground up, but I didn't buy one of the pre-made kits.
Mm-hmm.
I looked around on the internet and kind of minced recipes and figured out what I wanted to do and gave it a shot.
Kind of like the clone here.
Right. I did screw it up though because it was supposed to have a pound of brown sugar in it, and I totally forgot to get the brown sugar. So, but whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
It came out just fine though.
Speaking of sugars,
I think I screwed up on the hops too. I think I got distracted. It was one of the ones where I missed the hops or something like that.
No, I think the only problem with that one was the brown sugar. I think everything else.
Maybe that one.
It was the next one. I think
The
maybe
ESB,
it was the ESB.
The ESB misses hops. It's the last half ounce of hops are supposed to go into the 0. So.
In any case, we should do some research and learn about simple sugars versus like dextrins and sugars that are like non-fermentables.
Right.
Because he was saying, what was he?
Dextrose.
Because they were talking about adding honey when we were down. We were talking about beer with Ben and Trevor, and they were talking about honey. Do you remember what they said? It's a simple sugar, and so it gets like completely consumed by the yeast. But I forget. Does that change the flavor, or does it all go away?
I don't know. It might add to the flavor, but then it definitely going to add to the ABV.
Oh yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah. Because some of the nut brown ales I looked at the recipes, some people use honey in it. So
That should be something to look up later and just figure out.
Right.
Figure out how much, because why would you use honey versus brown sugar, right? They're both like.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to use both.
Yeah, so it's got to change the flavor. Can't believe you wouldn't eat rooster feet with me. I'm hurt. All right, let's go back to the hot break.
All right, just so you know, I have 11 minutes left on my steep.
I'm
We
almost
need to
to
get
100.
we're gonna need a ladle here soon too, because my
Oh yeah, I'll go get it.
things are not in the sun.
Of course, They started in the sun.
They started in the sun, but not in the sun.
All right, so let's just zip through these. I mean, so they're offering robust Cabernet Sauvignon structure and black fruit flavors, while complimentary Merlot softens Cab's high tannin and acidity.
How's that beer going?
How's my beer? You shut up. Oh, look, over there.
Huh? Oh, look, it's Elvis.
Mhm.
He's in the tree.
I'm sorry, man. I can't chug beer.
I can't
It's such a waste.
Yeah, beer chugging was like what I did when I was in my 20s.
Actually, the other day I had a Coors Light and I was thirsty, and I did chug that, but it was a Coors Light.
It's a step above water. What are you talking about?
Right. That's why I like it, man.
It's a training beer, you know. Fisher Price, here's your first beer, son.
You sit there. Now it's time for Steve Alone. I'm going to go get the ladle.
All right.
And some more beer.
No.
The eye?
Yeah, I was going to, not so much read, but just answer any questions or chat with Nathan while you were off doing your thing.
There you go.
Okay, so last thing you said so far was talking about the rooster.
Yep, no rooster feet for Nathan.
Good sausage. All right. Wow, I think it's sticking out. Okay. So I get for trying to grow my hair out. Sticking out everywhere for now. Being a makeup person, I guess, huh? All right, welcome back. He has the growler. Why don't you tell me I had a big block of hair sticking out, man? I saw the camera. I was like, oh, man. I was like, we need a makeup department.
We need a lot of things, dude. We're doing the best we can here. I guess hand me your glass. Or hand me the iPad and iPad.
So, I think Nathan's asking about the honey. I think it has a couple effects. It would boost the ABV because the yeast is going to consume the sugars in it, and it's probably going to add some flavor. I don't see why it wouldn't add flavor. You know,
it has to
it's
because
kind of
honey tastes different than brown sugar.
Aftertaste. I've never used it in any of the beers I've made so far, and maybe that's a reason to try it now to see what happens. Do a little experimental kind of brew. Maybe make a honey nut brown ale. But just don't put brown sugar in it because it might screw the flavor up if I do honey and brown sugar.
Oh, I got an idea. Let's dredge up that recipe again.
I don't know where it is. It was a Franken recipe.
Oh.
I took bits and pieces from different recipes and then
and didn't write any of it down or anything?
No, that was the one where I was scolding myself because I was like, what the hell? I thought I'd written it down, you know. I thought I had typed it into my little note app on my phone, you know. So excuse me. Stupid head colds. Here you go. Thank you for pouring the beer.
Yep, you're welcome. Zooming back and forth.
So yeah, that's something I could think of without doing a bunch of Googling kind of thing. The sugars were going to boost the ABV, and it's going to add a little bit of flavor, some kind of character to the beer. You know?
Oh, so one thing to notice here is that I think reading between the lines on that question, we don't actually add sugar to our beer at all.
Sometimes you do. So one of the beers,
but in general,
one of the beers I made added a pound of dextrose, which is sugar.
Right.
So,
but in general, like neither one of these beers have anything that you would call sugar, like refined sugar or honey, anything like this.
Nothing
they
added,
have. They have sugars in the form of the malts and the things, you know, from the malting of the barley, but it's not sugar in the true form. Yeah. Although the syrup does taste sweet.
Yeah, it's just the malted barley, it has sugars in it, and this is what the heat does is it extracts those sugars out of it.
Right. What you missing?
I had another paper towel I was using for drips. Anyway,
you know we got rolls of toilet paper there.
Yeah, I know, but there's been someone in there for like a while.
Well, you don't know they're not in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'll go get you.
Oh, that's fine. I'll be all right.
All right,
it's fine.
I'll get you one next time I get.
When it becomes it's not a problem. It's a problem. So.
Right. Good point. So, anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't add sugar. Some recipes do call for additional sugars to be added, like that Pure Life Tea I made had a pound of dextrose added to it because it's a high ABV beer, so you want that extra sugar in there so that the yeast will consume it and obviously create more alcohol.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want your beer to really be kicking, Yeah, and they'll do that. I read up on adjusting original gravity and original gravities. Read up on adjusting it. Before you add your yeast and stuff. And the guy was talking. He's like, and that's what he uses, dextrose.
Oh,
It's like simple corn sugar. He's like, because it doesn't change the flavor. All it does is change the gravity. And then water, if you want to go the other way.
Well, the guys that bottle, they'll add bottling primer, which is just sugar.
Right.
Type of sugar. They'll heat it up in some water and then just pour it into the wort, mix it up real well, and then they'll bottle their beers. And then the yeast is still living in the wort will naturally carbonate inside the bottle.
Right.
Or eat those sugars, produce a little bit more alcohol, and then the other byproduct is the CO2, which naturally carbonates the beer. So.
And the big thing is that those sugars don't change the flavor of the beer. That's why they're popular.
Right.
But I would think that honey or brown sugar would change the flavor.
It's going to add a character to it.
It's got to. So we should make a nut brown ale recipe, and I'll do honey and you do sugar. Do 1 pound of each.
And then see what happens.
Yeah, we'll compare them side by side.
Yeah, we could do that one after the holidays. I want to do a holiday ale.
Like a spiced one?
Like a winter ale, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
So, and have it hopefully in time around Christmas or so,
So also from the hot break, having more fun with wine, we have here Viognier Roussanne Marsanne.
Wow.
Or maybe those E's are silent. Roussanne Marsanne.
4 minutes.
4 minutes?
4 minutes.
Oh, shoot, 160 degrees. Flame out. I'm not so good at this whole beer first thing.
You gotta multitask, man.
Multitasking leads to multitasking.
I know. Multitasking is not 100% effective.
Okay. I'm good, though. It'll be okay. Just let it cool down. Probably won't have to turn the flame on again.
No, that usually happens to me. It's like, too hot. I just let it go, I've been lucky so far to maintain the ideal temperature. High side of the range, which is fine, but I haven't gone over yet.
It's interesting, the different alcohol communities, how they talk about things. So, for example, the beer community, we use the word well attenuated.
Oh, right.
Which means that it's not sweet at all. It's well attenuated. The yeast ate up all the sugar.
All the sugar, yeah.
Meanwhile, in the wine community, they use the term dry.
Right, dry as opposed to the wet, yeah.
And apparently oak is a quality. I guess, does all wine have oak in it?
I don't know.
I mean, I know oak barrels.
Maybe it's barrel aged. I don't know.
This says, holy crap, Steve,
holy crap?
No. I just realized that we are beer guys forever. How much does a beer kit cost, round numbers?
Oh, I know. We'll just say $60.
Yeah.
That's even high end,
Yep. That's.
Oh, no, I saw those wine kits. Yeah, they're a little more than I wanted to spend. But I guess
this is why wine people are all snooty and drive
because they can afford it.
Jaguars. They're a horrible choice of car, by the way. No offense to Jaguar, but man, when they're another one of those, when they're brand new, they're awesome, and once they start to break, get rid of them as quickly as you can.
Yeah, right. Kind of like a BMW, same thing.
Yeah, all those German luxury cars are the same. Yeah, once they start to break down, they're no different than any other used car, but parts cost $300 a pop.
Right.
Headlights.
Sometimes you have to go to some kind of specialist as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
labor is going to be like $150 an hour.
We had one in town.
Yeah.
And he retired.
And he can afford to, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I noticed on our way to the brew supply store, there's a German import specialist mechanic there. Who's always got business, so that guy's probably going to retire nice.
Well, you got to figure people that buy cars like that, at least new ones.
Right.
They're kind of picky.
Well, a snake.
Well, sure enough.
Little garter snake.
That's all we got. We don't have any interesting venomous snakes on the island. So disappointing. I mean, life would be much more exciting if we had like black mambas, even rattlesnakes.
That's where I'm from. It's Rattlesnake City, dude.
Yeah, we got a lot of rattlesnakes on the east side of the Rockies, where I'm from.
Right.
However, when we moved to Missoula, no more rattlers.
Did you eradicate them or something?
I don't know. Maybe they're not a mountain animal. I think Eastern Washington has rattlers though.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
So in Eastern Washington is high desert, but yeah,
What's
West-
the elevation of Missoula, roughly?
Missoula's like 4,000.
Oh, okay.
Not too high, Maybe it's like 3,500.
Come on,
Maybe it's
man.
not even 4,000.
Come on, Cletus.
Anyways, so we got Malbec Bonarda Syra. Need a knife?
Yes. It'd be nice if they had just enough of the lip.
Like a little tab, like every other.
Yeah. Some days this stuff comes right up, but today it's not cooperating.
Let me bop back over here.
Yeah, because I'm about to. My time 8 seconds.
Oh man! Apparently we're competing with the Kitchen Killers.
Who are they?
I don't know, but they have a live stream on Mondays apparently.
Oh.
So we only got Dathan for another 10 minutes, and I don't know how long ago he made that comment.
Oh.
But I do know he's still here.
Well, we got to stay with our Sunday schedule then. That way we can get Nathan on Sundays.
That's right.
Yeah, the only reason we're doing it today, and it's my fault, is
Oh, you got it.
I have a friend I served with who moved up here after he left the military, and we've been hanging out a little bit more often, the last few months or so. And we were supposed to get together yesterday, but I was feeling just miserable yesterday, so I canceled it, and that's why we moved the brew to today. Oh crap! You know what? Kill that flame. And that's why I moved the brew to today, was so I could hang out with my buddy, because he has a much less forgiving schedule than I do. So he told me he was able to get out on Monday or Sunday. I said that's fine. But anyway, so I ended up canceling because, as you can tell, I'm still kind of feeling it.
But tell us.
But normally, yeah, we will do it on Sundays though.
Yeah. Before you go though, who are the Kitchen Killers? Do they like burn down people's kitchens? Seems like kind of a violent show, Nathan.
What are you into, man?
Yeah, man. It's like mead and beer and destroying people's private property.
Imagine it's a cooking thing.
I would guess. I bet I could look it up too.
Right.
Are they Twitch or are they YouTube? They're probably Twitch. Most everybody's Twitch. Except for Rick Beato. Rick Beato is a YouTube live guy.
I think Rick Beato probably, I don't know for sure, I'm just kind of surmising. I bet he avoids Twitch because Twitch is more strict on copyright crap than YouTube is.
Oh, that's right.
He's been catching a lot of shit for like an 8-second clip of somebody's music,
Yeah,
and it's not
right.
even YouTube, it's the artist going, nope, demonetize that. It's like, it was 8 seconds,
Yeah, it is kind of. I have to admit, our copyright laws are kind of screwed up. I mean, they went from protecting people and artists to stifling creativity because you can't do anything.
Well, you got to think, those laws are written before we had the internet, or at least the internet we know it today, and before we had content creators and influencers and all that. Insert buzzword here, kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, in Rick Beato's case, when he uses some of that stuff, he's here you go. He's usually using it as an example.
Yeah.
What makes this song great? And then he'll play parts of the song and he'll be like, look, this really cool minor third to major fourth to minor sixth progression they got going on here is really cool, and that's what makes this song cool. Here, just hand me the ladle back. I'll just hold it.
And what would you do if you were in a college class? It'd be the same freaking thing. They would play an example of something previously published,
Right.
It's just how it works.
And he gets tagged on that sometimes, and he's really frustrated. Apparently, the Eagles are one of the worst, according to him.
Yeah, probably. There we go. Now we're talking. Less stickiness, hopefully, this time around.
So, but my point being is that, it's just like, it just gets ridiculous. But some people content creators, quote unquote. It's like, no, man, you really are using other people's stuff to do your stuff. It's like you're not putting in the work to do this.
Yeah.
Seems like with some of them. Some
Right.
look at my cool beat. It's like, that's Thriller. And you added a hand clap every fourth measure. That's not content creating, dude. I mean, actually, they used to call it variations on a theme. You know, there's lots of stuff like that in the classical world. But generally, there was a significant amount of actual creation that went along with it. I don't know. I think there's just...
All right, last one.
There's kind of a balancing act that needs to be made. Oh, let's see. Seriously, look them up. I'll send you a link on Discord. It's stupid that I used one of Eric Drum's instrumental on one of my IG posts and I got taken down. Yeah, thank you very much. So, you know Peter Edwards, my friend in England, right?
Yeah.
So he writes music.
Yeah.
He used one of Peter's instrumentals on an Instagram post of his own. Nathan is saying this.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Instagram flagged it and took it down. Even though he has, not only does he have permission from the artist, he knows the artist. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever actually seen Peter live? Have you been to England and talked with Peter, or do you just know him through Discord? Same deal, though. You know, he knows Peter.
You know who he is, yeah. Talk to him, you see.
But yeah, they're all afraid of lawsuits and stuff. And it does, you know, it does the same thing as ever. It pushes all the power and everything to the big guys. The guys that can afford lawyers, the guys that can afford to do things where it's like, it's okay for me to do this. Except for Metallica and their one Twitch stream where they played their own music.
I need that, but I want to get my fire going. Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, band Metallica on their own music.
Which is very amusing.
Which is funny, yeah.
I agree with you, though, dude. That's dumb.
Okay, here you go.
Stupidity at its finest. Right.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this guy going.
By the way, I saw Top Gun Maverick yesterday.
What do you think of it? I haven't seen it yet.
Watch it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our discussion on Top Gun Maverick. Thank you very much.
I've heard it's good.
It is. It's really good. So things I like. Good story, right? And of course, there's a nostalgia factor for all the old actors, you know, because they brought back quite a few of them. Different roles. You know, they didn't try and make them the same thing.
That's good.
But
it's like, oh, Top Gun 2, just a remake of Top Gun 1, Star Wars.
Yeah, Force Awakens, New Hope. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Spelling?
Anyway, yeah, I know. No, that's cool. That's cool.
No, I really liked it. So things I liked about it. Good story, good acting, crazy cool, you know, like cinematography. And if they CGI'd something, it was good. And if they did live action flying, it was good. It was really cool.
I saw kind of a making thing of that when they were touting it before it released. And that's all real fine. With multiple cameras, all these like high def cameras in different places. And they use real, like, I don't know if they use like Blue Angels pilots, but like stunt type qualified pilots for all that, you know?
Right. So not just a general fighter jock. These are people that
they actually have a higher qualification.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. We had a couple of guys like that when I was in the squadrons, man. They had one of our maintenance officers. His name was Commander Mallory. Or Lieutenant Commander Mallory. I guess he's commander on some. Anyway, I don't know what he is now. He might be retired now. I knew him as Lieutenant Commander Mallory.
Mm-hmm.
He was our maintenance officer. He was our like when he would do like an air show. He was qualified to do the more acrobatic kind of flying for the air show.
I knew a pilot that used to do crazy things in a Cessna. Like loops and stuff.
Oh, jeez. I've seen some of those Cessnas do that, but not like a.
I was like, "Are you crazy?" And he's like, "It's all wing." It's a little basket under a giant wing.
That's true, huh?
You think of a Cessna 150, like literally, you and I would be touching shoulders if we sat together in a Cessna 150.
It's tiny.
That is an itty bitty plane with a huge wing. The wings are still like 40 feet across. It's like, who designed this plane?
Okay.
Right. I did know that you were involved with the Patreon and stuff. I just didn't know if you had actually met him face to face or if all your interactions were still online. Which
Yeah, you can have your kniff back.
things I'm laughing about that you don't see off camera. And now I'm alone again. But anyways, it is interesting. You can so when I met Jem and Peter, I met them online. And I think because of video technology and the way you can interact like that, you know, we actually started up a real relationship, and now they are my true friends. And I went to England for their wedding, and it was great. So the whole virtual relationship thing, you know, I think it can turn into something real, because touching a person doesn't mean you have a relationship. It means you just touch them.
Okay.
I accidentally touch people all the time.
What?
Yeah, that didn't come out
That
right.
came out a little weird.
That's
Okay.
I'm talking like walking like in a subway or something,
Oh, yeah.
bumping into someone. I was talking about how virtual relationships can, you know, they can be actually real, so to
Right.
speak. And I was saying how I think the
I'm gonna
video,
need my house.
and audio aspects of it. How soon? Oh, you're getting up to the boy. I'll finish up this comment, then I'll go get him. Excuse me. So the video and audio aspects of our online interactions, I think really make it so you can have an actual relationship. Because I mean, you remember the '90s internet,
Oh,
and
definitely.
like the ICQ chat
ICQ.
rooms and stuff.
I
Catfishing.
remember pre-IM days, instant messaging before that was a thing, you know. The IRC, that was what it was originally.
Right. But that whole thing, you know, people would be whoever they wanted.
Yeah, everybody was fake on the internet. Now everybody's too real. You know,
Exceptionally real.
like enter like the the social media stuff where people just put their like Facebook especially.
Oh yeah,
Dirty laundry, man.
You know, yeah, and not even dirty laundry. Just
That's
let me
why I
go
don't
get
use
your.
That's why I don't use it.
Let me go get your hops, and I'll be right back. And Alex,
Yeah, I might have mentioned before, but I'm not a fan of Facebook. I'll do this for Nathan. I'm not on Facebook, so. In fact, I didn't kill it, but I logged out of my Twitter account. I don't really care to be on Twitter right now. I may or may not keep the account. This doesn't appeal to me. There's too many dumb dimwits out there. Honestly. Alright, gonna need this later. Yeah, Yahoo chats. I remember those. The old cafe chat type stuff. Yeah, the Yahoo chats. So Nathan was saying he can't travel. He doesn't have a passport. He was unable to. He's never been able to meet Peter. So.
oh, you just gotta get Peter out here. He's got health things, but there's a way around it.
Right.
He can come over on a boat.
A boat.
Well, yeah,
There you go.
he can't fly
Oh, Peter can't fly.
because of the whole. Yeah, he has like a leg circulation.
Oh, you mentioned that. Yeah, the pressure changes will screw up his circulation. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on it. I just know he can't fly. But he could take a boat, and then he could take Amtrak.
Yeah.
Because in Amtrak, you can flat out lie down and take a nap.
True.
You know? Unlike Greyhound, where you can take a nap if you're able to sleep sitting straight up. With the smelly guy who got on in Omaha and sat next to you.
I've done a couple Greyhound rides. They're not fun, man. There's like 15 empty seats, and the guy sits right next to you. You're just like, really, man?
15 seats, man.
Yeah. You get to choose this one.
Right here. Are you lonely? I don't know why, because I don't have a great memory. For some reason, I ended up taking a Greyhound trip from Corpus Christi, Texas, to Missoula, Montana,
Oh wow, that's like 3 nights, huh?
with Timoteo at the age of like 2 or something.
Jeez.
I don't know why I went, but I did. And it actually turned out pretty good. Ran into some black mama who was just all loving, and she's like, "Oh child, what are you doing?" I mean, it was stereotypical, but really, that's the way she talked.
Yeah.
She's a really nice lady. She's like, "You better let me take this one." Yeah, like,
She probably thought you were like some single dad or something.
oh yeah, I don't know. She's something, but she was just like, "Here, you let me help you." I forget how far she rode with us, but it was a ways. It was long enough that it made the trip easier. But
That's cool. I mean, if anything, she was very friendly. Obviously, she gave you a chance to rest a little bit.
oh yeah,
Between
and that's
diaper
exactly.
changes and stuff.
Yep. I'm just like, that's exactly what happened. Because yeah, 3 days with a kid on
Did
a
you at least buy her
Greyhound.
dinner or lunch or something?
I think so. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I actually wouldn't mind taking a Greyhound now, all by myself, because I don't mind that kind of stuff. It's like kind of fun, kind of Arlo.
So slow though, man.
It is. You don't take a Greyhound to
They
get
go
where
like
you're going.
55 miles an hour on the highway. Yeah, you don't take a Greyhound to get anywhere on time or anywhere expeditiously. It's just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm taking 2 months of vacation. Let's go to Seattle.
Yep.
But you're only an hour away. I know.
Yeah. But the thing about Greyhound does go a lot of places where nobody else
I know, and
goes.
the price is actually pretty decent.
Like
for what it is.
Townsend, Montana has a Greyhound stop.
Some little Podunk town somewhere.
1,200 people.
Yeah. Population 7, but they have a Greyhound stop.
Greyhound stops here.
Speaking of Seattle, I don't think it's in Seattle, but my wife was telling me about another beer fest. I was trying to combine brew and beer when we're at a beer fest.
A beer fest?
A beer fest coming up next month. 8th or 9th kind
8th?
of thing. Yeah.
Ooh, the 9th.
Something like that. I might have the dates wrong. But 8th or 9th that weekend. I believe it's that weekend. I'll double check it. But it's like $45.
Oh.
But you get a 5-ounce taster glass and you get all these tickets and you can just taste all these brews. It's like a competition.
Oh, nice.
So we should probably entertain that.
This is a good beer. But you're a jerk, so I don't like it.
So I'll ask her to
vote
bring
like that. Yes,
I'll ask her to
I
bring
can.
that. It's something beer fest, brew fest kind of thing. And then this month it's September, which is the official Oktoberfest. Actually, don't let anybody tell you Oktoberfest happens in October. That's not true. Traditional Oktoberfest happens in September.
That makes no sense.
Well, because it's the celebration of the harvest. It's about to happen. It's like
Right.
let's drink beer and appease the gods so we have a good harvest, for October.
Gotcha. Actually, didn't know that.
But the only part of Germany that actually celebrates like an Oktoberfest with all the partying is Munich.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a thing anywhere else, really. So
Well,
we should have our own little Oktoberfest. Cook brats, drink some German beer, talk with fake German accents for fun. I don't know any German, but I have a good German accent. A good fake German accent.
it's like that. It's like that bent guy. So
Yeah.
rewatch this thing. Okay, fun. We'll rewatch the stream tomorrow. Kitchen Killer's alive now. Have a great brew, brothers.
All right, man. Take care, dude. We'll
Bye,
see you.
Nathan. Take care, man. But yeah, there was that guy Bank, and he's like, he actually lived in Germany, right? And they're like, oh, so you can speak German? It's like, no, but I can speak English with the great German accent. That's a step.
Yeah. But all jokes aside, though, I think might have to, instead of a pizza night, do a bratwurst night this month, and if we get around to cook some brats on the grill. That'd be cool. I need to find a German deli, which I probably have to go to Seattle for that, or at least like Marysville or something. You know.
You'll have to go. You'll have to go down there somewhere. Get closer to an urban center.
Right. And what I'm looking for are some German lunch meats and cheeses, as well as some legit German like mustards and stuff. You know, not the fake stuff you see. I mean, the commissary has a little German section. SARS might. I don't know though.
No, SARS has
more like Asian food.
Has
right?
an Asian section,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, do they have an Asian section?
I know.
I did not know there were 1 million different kinds of soy sauce
Right.
until I went to SARS.
One of them's from Ireland.
Yeah, weird. Didn't know Irish soy sauce is alcoholic.
Yes. It's called Guinness.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that, man.
No. Sorry, viewers. I'm just not a fan of Guinness. To me, it's like drinking soy sauce, but you know, each their own.
Have you ever drank soy sauce?
Not like a shot, but I've used a lot of food.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know.
I don't know. Guinness doesn't have a soy sauce. It has that weird tang.
No, I've been to plenty of places where someone poured me a Guinness. I enjoyed it, but it's just like not my favorite beer, you know.
So we went down to the tap house the other day and did the open mic with Timo and Jaime and let them play their piano, which, by the way, they were incredibly well received. You know,
Ooh, was this day before yesterday? This weekend, or you did? We talking about the weekend?
oh,
before?
it was a few, maybe 2 or 3 weekends ago.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, so Timo played his Drew Morris, and that was good. You know, they clapped politely for that because that was a good piece, and Timo did a good job. And then they did the duet, but they did Inkwell Isle, which is off of a cartoon, Cuphead and Mugman.
Oh.
And it's all like old-timey ragtime 1950s style. Like the animation style is in that style. You know, all the colors are kind of muted. They're not super bright.
Right.
You know, it's very 2D type deal. But they did that, and that turned them on. Because it's all dum ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum dum bum 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 bum. You know, just ragtimey type stuff.
Sure.
So they did that, and that was really good. And then Jaime did the Charlie Brown theme. And then they had nobody coming after Jaime and said, "You want to play something else?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "What do you want to play? Encanto?" And I'm like, no, don't play Encanto. And Wendy got on me. Let him play what he wants. Okay. The problem with Encanto is the piano part is just a rhythm part.
Oh.
So that's all it is. Ching, ching, ching. And then it relies heavily on the lyrics to make the song the song.
Which nobody was singing, right?
Right. Well, Jaime was singing them, but he didn't have a microphone.
Oh.
You know, it's in a tap house with everybody drinking beer and talking, because that's the way open mics are. People,
Right.
That's why God gave us microphones. To get over the crowd. Right? And Jaime doesn't sing the words. He sings sounds, but they're not necessarily the words. He just does the parts that he likes.
Sure.
That's why Jaime doesn't perform. Jaime plays for himself, 100%.
Oh man, I have trouble you for that knife again. I'm gonna start carrying a knife again, dude. It's necessary.
I'm kind of surprised you don't. Need a plate or anything?
No. I'm just gonna put them all in. Really experiment a little bit.
Okay. What does it do before? Don't cut yourself. Oh, okay.
It's a pound and a half.
Pound and a half of hops, huh? Whoa.
Ounce and a half was the original recipe. So I always had this leftover half ounce of hops.
Right.
You know, so I'm just gonna put the 2 ounces in.
See if it really.
And then let it go. You know, see if it really affects it. Which I don't think it will. I mean, it might do a little bit.
Well, I've always done that with
mine.
these are
bittering hops, so it should.
I use 6 pounds of sugar instead of whatever.
Oh, right.
You know?
If anything, it's just gonna make it less sweet. You know. Which is fine because I remember that one time we drank this, we were just like, oh gosh, it's so sweet, it's gonna be ruined, you know.
And then it turned out amazing, and thus got its name.
Resurrection Ale. That's the problem with doing almost 10 pounds of malt, man. It takes a long time for your boil to get going.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a hell of a time straining too. Lots of strain. It's gonna be slow on the strain. Alright, move rotate my stuff around. Okay, on that thing seems to be all the little chunkies that seem to that were like dried out there seem to have fallen off.
They're probably pretty harmless too, especially if they're sterilized. I don't think. Whew. So, anyways, how did I get on the open mic today?
You were talking about being there. I don't know why.
Me neither. Oh, soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
Yes, soy sauce.
Ah.
So both Wendy and I did a flight.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So we did identical flights, just the way that you and I do it when we go out to the different tap houses and
Right.
breweries. You know, do a flight and taste everything. And there was one, and it was a stout.
Soy sauce stout.
No, it was Mr. Robato or Mr. Robusto. It was a porter. It was a dark one.
Okay.
Anyways, Wendy tasted it. And she's like, tastes like sour cream.
Oh.
I didn't think it tasted like sour cream, but I have noticed that that's the flavor that I would attribute to goodness. Not so much soy sauce, but kind of like a sour milk tang behind it. Anyways, that's what a lot of people like about it, so it's obviously not going to change for you or I. It's like, let's see, 1 million people buy this beer because of this. Yeah, sorry guys.
Close to
Getting there?
achieving boil.
Bam! It is time. I'm going to go ahead and flame out.
Flame out.
Drain it. Drain it. Still draining. Untying. Untying without dropping it into the pot. There we go.
Yeah, I'll just note on this batch on my thing there that I did 2 ounces. And,
Yeah, see
and
if
then,
it.
and I use the other, the other type of yeast.
That's worth noting.
No.
Because the yeast, we know for a fact, will change
Right.
the flavor significantly.
The other times, I believe I've used the London Ale3 each time. I forget the number on it, but London Ale3. So
Would it be 1318 London Ale 3?
that would be it. Come on, man.
Okay. I need to add some sugar.
Yeah. Oh, we already killed that.
There's a little bit left.
Oh.
How's yours?
Oh, you tricked me.
Okay, you beat me on the first round. Hold on. I'm going to try and split this halves.
Oh, I might as well just. I still got plain, man. You might as well just kill it.
Okay.
Or yeah, it's about the same now. Hey, we're back on par again.
It's okay, man. I'll carry the load.
You're gonna load, man. Come on, dude.
Boil! For the love of Pete, boil!
I'm just gonna darken my pot or whatever.
Yeah, scorch marks all over it. All right, 6 pounds of dry malt extract. Oh, this has a coloring scale. 2. 2 level bond. All right.
Come on, you can do it.
There's 1. It's going to be pretty bad if I'm boiling before you are, Steve.
I know. I'm like, come on, man. It's on the verge. I can see it kind of.
Remember to stay in control.
Yeah.
That is a foam thing waiting to happen. Speaking of foam.
All right. Trying to stabilize. Oh, can I go out?
And now it's time for hot cam.
Hot. That was hot.
Foam City. Little violet there, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm stabilizing.
It's trying to go over. Now you're out.
Fire.
Yes.
Please. Thank you. Yeah, no fire and it's got a perfect boil. What the fuck? Oh, damn it.
This is kind of funny.
All right, there's a nice roller.
All right, now we're under control.
So I can get some foam out of here. All right. Did my fire?
Nope, you still got fire.
Oh my God. Nice and easy. Fun and cool. So gut, ja.
So this is cool because with elevated elevation pot cam, we can get both pots.
Yeah.
Kind of. There we go.
Well, man.
We still got some lumps of DME.
Yeah, right.
But I think
There she goes.
I can fire it back up. Still. I wonder what the purpose of. I just wonder what the purpose of my hops at the 30-minute mark is. I mean, one set goes in at 90 minutes, and then the next ounce goes in at 30 minutes.
Well, it probably adds a little bit of flavor and a little bit of bittering.
Not a lot at 30, though. Geez, at 30, it's going to be pretty much cooked out. Well, hello, Chase. Welcome to the broadcast. You're a little bit late, man. And your uncle just walked off the camera. Not that anyone's on the camera, because you're looking at pots of beer brewing. Your nephew's here.
Hey, Chase, what's up, man? Glad you can make it all the way from Arkansas. I hope everybody's doing okay and getting settled into your new place. Excuse me. It's a little aggressive boil.
Oh, you know what we were going to talk about? No, we didn't. We were going to talk about people and oversharing on social media.
Oh, yeah. That's right, because I had mentioned, like, I just don't get on social media. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. That wasn't what I talked about. You were referring to, like, remember the internet of the 90s when everybody was fake on purpose? You know, you weren't, right. You were something else. You were a squirrel, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then now everybody's, like, too real and too truthful on the internet, you know?
Right. The post I hate the most.
You're a poet and didn't know it.
Oh, no, I knew it. But seriously, the posts that are my least favorite
there it is.
Are the, like, way too much personal information
right.
type, and not dirty laundry things. Like, well,
even if it's innocent information, it's like it's too
been
much, man.
12 months since my mother passed. I'm feeling her loss more every day. It's like, seriously? It'd be one thing if this was on a Facebook group where it was just your friends, people who know you. It's like, hey guys, I'm feeling kind of blue. My grandma passed 12 months ago.
Or one-on-one with your friend
sucks.
or something. Yeah.
Yes. But on Twitter, I mean, the Twitterverse is much different than Facebook. You know, that's not just all your friends. You got followers, but everybody gets to see that stuff in Twitter.
Right? Oh, yeah. That's a good pull out.
There you go. Wait for it. Textbook. Yeah. But I just find it irritating. You know? Well, deep, sad story about an uber personal thing. It's like, what? It's like, hi, you don't know me. I don't know you. We don't care about each other, but so sorry for your loss. Hang in there.
Well, it's probably a younger person that's doing it. I'm not trying to pick on younger people, but the younger generation, like the young 20-somethings, it's just all about emotion, feelings, and empathy and stuff, you know? So,
well, it's also,
it's a bad thing, but it's just like, it's different than what I grew up on, you know?
Well, there's also this thought
bad thing
about we are in the most connected and loneliest time in history. And it's because
their face-to-face interactions are way down compared to where we were growing up, man. That's all you did was you played with your buddy. You went to your friend's house. Your parents interacted with other parents, whatever. You know?
Right. And when you had a hard time, you had a direct person that you talked to. You know?
Now we have telemedicine and things like that.
Well, in this whole, I mean, think about it. Why would you make a post like that? It's because you want
soliciting some kind of response.
Well, I think part of it is attention seeking. But let's pretend it's not attention seeking.
I mean, sorry to interrupt you. I believe the post could be legit. It's like, yeah, I feel bad, but they're soliciting some kind of response for it, man.
Right, and well, that's where I'm going. It's like, you know, you want to tell someone, about this hard thing that's happening in your life. But you don't have any real life associations that are close enough to satisfy that sympathy or that empathy coming back. So exactly, put it out to the world. And no lie, I've had times where I've wanted to post things. Usually it's more frustration, you know.
Right.
Oh, this stupid thing is happening, and why is it? But then I take a step back. It's like, no, that is not the kind of thing.
The world is not going to give a crap about my frustrating moment, you know. There might be some people that respond, "Oh, sorry, man, that happened to me too. Here's what I did," but
they forget about it after they hit the return button.
It's all, you know. I mean, that's on me, but it's fake. You know, a lot is fake. You know, not that it's made up or contrived, but it's just like, all right, I'll respond real quick. Yeah, it sucks, and then boom, moving on. You know?
Yeah, well, it's just very shallow, and there's not a lot of there's no price to it. There's no cost on the postage. But you know, you hit like and move on. You know, half the time that I hit like anymore, it's like with a friend, and it's like, well, I just want to acknowledge that I saw their post. It's like,
that's kind of what I do. It's like, oh, I saw your post. That's my way of saying I noticed your post.
I don't necessarily like this or dislike it. It's a non-thing to me, but I'm going to acknowledge that I saw what you put on social media.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was actually like commenting on other tweets or stuff, you would like it. But I knew what you meant, though. I truly did. I knew it was like, oh, he probably doesn't carry the weight. He's just saying, hey, I saw your post, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it is. It really is. It's like I don't have any sort of, you know, emotional investment in what you posted. You know, like some of your D&D posts or whatever, you know. It's like, yeah, but I saw it, you know. Supporting you, you know. I'm your bud. I have no idea what a bog negative be. And I don't know what its character stats are. I don't know why they matter. I know there's this thing called a 20-sided dice. That's it. 20-sided die.
Dodecahedron.
Ooh, dodecahedron. Isn't that 12-sided? Dodeca?
It's decahedron's 12-sided.
Isn't decahedron 10-sided?
Deca, yeah, maybe. Deca. Dodeca.
Decahedron?
I thought it was dodecahedron. I don't know.
You know, we both...
Polyhedral dice.
Polyhedral dice. There we go.
Math rocks, as some people like to say.
Math rocks?
Math rocks.
Okay, that's cool.
Math rocks.
Again, all the knowledge of the human race at our fingertips, and we guess.
Because it's not that important to look up.
Right, that's not.
We know damn well we can look it up. But the other ones are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's not that important.
Who wants to spend the effort to actually poke on a screen? It's easier to just sit here, look over at your buddy's beer that's still not empty.
Oh, you're waiting on me, aren't you?
That would have been funnier, except we're on pot cam.
I know, right?
Nobody could see that amazing.
Quick narrative. I looked and pointed and made a gasping sound, and
I looked away as though there were something
and then I finished
over
my
there.
beer while he was looked away.
It was very funny.
Wow.
But now it's gone. So I'll be right back.
It's gone.
It's gone.
My boil is not as aggressive as it was. I gotta fix that. There she is.
Nut brown ale, take 2. Well, growler number 2.
Come on now. I lost my nice roller.
Oh.
It started getting kind of slow and weak, you know. But now it seems like it's not quite there. But that's all right.
glass.
Out of
Sir?
my glass. Some kind of flying object decided to drink some beer in there. It flew out when I grabbed the glass. It flew out of there.
Okay. Well, it's gone. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. Sharing's caring.
Oh, let's go back to normal cam.
Normal cam.
Normal cam.
All right. There we go. Let's even it up right there.
I don't know if I can turn mine up much more.
So I have 49 minutes remaining on my boil. I have ways to go.
This is going to work out well. You are going to be done long before I am.
No, I know I will. I'm not sweating. So I'm going to go ahead and put my second batch of hops in at the 15-minute mark. And along with my roll clock.
What's your second?
Cascade. Oh. So it should give it a little bit of a hot character with a slight bit of aroma. You know what? No, I'm going to take it out of 10 minutes and do it then.
It'll have more.
A little more aroma to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little more character. I think either way the beer's going to be amazing because it's mine.
I told you I would pay for this. Like I'd walk through the store and say, "Ooh, Northwest Brewmeister's Resurrection. Let's get a 6-pack of that."
Yep. That has a nice ring to it. Northwest Brewmeister's Resurrection Ale. That 6-pack would cost like $18.
Wow. Okay.
It'd have to cost probably like $11. You know, anywhere between 9 to 11, 9 to 12, based off where it's being sold, just to compensate for the cost of the kit. This kit's expensive.
How much is it? 60?
It's like a $75 kit.
Oh, wow.
Because it has, the 3 tubs of malt extracts. What I would do is actually figure out how to make it all grain, because all grain's gonna be a lot cheaper.
Well, that's the way we would want to do.
Yeah. If we were packaging this beer and distributing it like normal, yeah, it would be an all grain project. And be brewing on a larger scale. Like I'd brew like a 30-gallon batch or something,
Yeah, well, that's what you would want to do. And we wouldn't want to do this outside.
No, it would be in a clean room environment kind of thing,
You want to do it in a clean room. You want to do it in a room where there's no wind blowing your flame. So, for 5 minutes, you've got this overly aggressive boil. And then for 5 minutes, you've got no boil. And what's the difference? Oh, the wind started blowing and all the heat went away.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you want control over that sort of stuff. Meanwhile, in Jamey land, we got no boil. No boil. Come on. Faster. I want an excuse to go back to pot can. Oh, I got movement. I got movement. And now back to pot cam. Watch me get sued by someone for that. Yep, there we go. Do not boil over.
No boiling over. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's on the birds there. Ooh, excuse me.
I got it. I got it.
What a weird bubble.
Well, that's what happens if you whirlpool it while it's boiling.
Oh, yeah.
Get everything right in the middle. I'm going to get this under control before I go to get my hops, which are all the way down in the basement.
All right. Any other comments? Doesn't look like it.
No, just Chase so far. And he only said hi. Classic Chase. Hi. Probably threw his phone on the bed and went and played a video game or something.
Probably. That's what I would do if I was 13. I'd be like, yeah.
Can't even dig down to the liquid. Oh, that's actually a pretty violent boil.
But you can't tell because of all the foam.
Yes.
That's the problem with that dry stuff, man.
Yeah, DME does. It does exactly that.
That's a little aggressive now.
You know, a couple of those videos those guys did, you know, we've watched some brew making videos. Some of them was like, I would call that roiling. That is not rolling. That is roiling.
Some of their boils. Oh, excuse me. That's a little more stable. That's more of a roller.
How much time you got left?
I have. Oh, excuse me. 43 minutes. So I am.
That was the question. Is what do you want to do with the wort chiller?
Just boil it.
Just wondered when you want to put it in.
Like in the last 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm probably going to go. At the 30-minute mark, I'll probably go and rinse out my carboy. Get that ready.
Yeah, good
I'm
idea.
not rushing that stuff later, you know. Because I intended to have it rinsed and ready before I even came over, so I wouldn't have to deal with it. But I got a little distracted with my broken carboy.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, just a little inch-long break in it right there, right on that little crest of that raised point, you know, on the circumference. I'm like, really? I'm thinking it must have been a faulty area. Maybe the glass, just when it formed, it didn't form very strong there. And when I rolled it, it hit the right edge of something and just went, just punctured right through it.
Yeah, my father is thinking about buying a new raft. And I know it's like, okay, what does that have to do with carboy? But it's that kind of similar thing. It's like you look at it. So his raft developed a leak. Right?
Oh.
So he took it into the raft repair shop, and they said, "Okay, we can fix this." And it was one of the seams where the inner tube, so to speak, the tube that is the thing. One of those seams had given up, inch about that long, right? So he took it in, and they said, "Well, we fixed your leak, but we discovered that apparently those whitewater rafts, you know, which is what my dad has, it's not one big inner tube all the way around. There's baffles in there. And I think ostensibly that's so if you get a major puncture in one, you don't lose all your air and sink. You know,
That makes sense. It's a good backup.
That's what I think it would be. But in any case, he was talking about getting a new raft. Versus they said they could repair it. It'd be like about $500 for them to repair this baffle. And he was tossing it around. And I was talking with him. And I was like, yeah, the thing is like, what about all the rest of those seams where you look at them, they look just fine.
Right.
But then you're on a 1 week float and one of those gives up. And now you're stuck out there on a 1 week float with a deflated raft, you know. And it's one of those things. It's something you can't see the damage. You know, you look at it, it's like, looks fine. But what you don't know is like maybe on the other side, it's starting to give up. Or even down at the molecular level where you really can't see, but it's weakened and it's starting to go. You can't see it, but it's starting to go.
Right.
All right, so that is pretty much close to textbook, if you ask me. I'll be right back.
Get your hoppies.
I need my hops.
Fantastic. Optimism.
All right. One kniff.
Oh.
And hops away. Set a timer. All right. So how far behind you am I?
I'm at 40 or 39 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to work out just great.
Yeah, 39 exactly. So in about 9 minutes, I'll go rinse my carboy. That should take only a couple minutes, and then I will be ready at 15 minutes. I will throw in my royal flock. I think it's 15 minutes. Let me read the package. Yeah, 15 minutes. Last 15 minutes of the boil, and then at the last 10 minutes of the boil, I'll put my final ounce of Cascade. And rock on from there.
Nice.
You can't make up your mind, can you? It's like it gets aggressive and it gets too soft. It gets aggressive and it gets too soft.
Mine is just a shade overly aggressive, but I'm going to leave it because I think it's okay.
I think I'll just see where that goes and leave it at that.
Just let it do its thing.
Yeah. A little bit of fun. All right. Very good.
So you said what, about the 30-minute mark you're going to start rinsing? And...
Yeah, about 30-minute mark. That'll give me 15 minutes to rinse, which shouldn't take more than 5, you know.
Right, but you have a good point there. It's like not rushing makes it easier.
Yeah, and then I don't forget things like finishing hops or whatever, you know.
Although I'm not going to lie, the other day I both brewed beer and made dinner all at the same time.
Yeah.
I felt pretty proud, and I didn't screw anything up.
Oh, good.
That was the big part.
Yeah, that's important.
Most of the dinner making, of course, happens during the brewing process.
Right, well, you can be away from the boil for a little bit.
And I did it all on the stove inside.
Well, the good thing is I don't have to buy another carboy. I still have 3 more 5.5 or 5 gallon carboys. I got those 2 kind of bluish ones, and I still got 1 more that's regular clear glass.
Oh, that is good. So you're doing one of your secondaries then?
Yeah, I was getting ready to rack the IPA into the secondary, and then I was going to keg the ESB when I got home. So what I'll do is I left my siphon and stuff, you know, in the solution there in the kitchen. So I'll just do it when I get home. I'll grab one of those other carboys, fill it up with some bleach water, let it sit for a little bit so I can rack it. I should have just done that before I left, but I was running out of time. I'm like, I'm gonna go. It all happened at the worst time. It's like I don't have time to do anything now. I gotta leave. You know. Thankfully, I had loaded my truck earlier. I loaded my truck earlier, so that I don't have to worry about dealing with it. So.
Things I should do on Sundays so that I'm not all tweaked out getting back from church. But I don't.
You mean Saturdays?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
That's why normally I do it on Friday, because I'm not at work Friday, and so the last quite a few beers I've done everything on Friday. It's like Friday morning, get up, rack a beer, keg of beer, done for the weekend. I don't have to worry about it. I have Saturday and Sunday not to sweat it, and that way Sunday rolls around, we brew, everything is. I'm not having to worry about freeing up space, because if I needed something, it's already freed up. And then that way, by Friday night, if we hang out Friday night, freeze up by Friday evening. But I screwed myself. I screwed the pooch on this Friday. I should have racked and kegged, but I got lazy and didn't do it.
Happens to the best of us, man.
I don't know why though. I don't know what. Oh, I know what it was. Because I took Thursday off of work, and we drink beer. Not that that's the problem. But I didn't stay up drinking Thursday night, but I did have a couple more. I think after we left, after we called it a night, I had a couple, like a beer and a half kind of thing. But I think what it was, I just Saturday rolled around or Friday rolled around, and I was just like, I don't feel like it.
I don't wanna.
So I didn't do it. Which there's no way to blame it me. It's my stupid decision not to rack the beer. But you know what? My carboy could have broke on Friday just as well.
Or maybe not broke. Well, in that case, that would just be all around better.
It's got to be some. That had to have been a thin spot in the glass.
That's the only thing I can think.
I literally just rolled it like we always do in my house. Rolled it over, and I heard this noise, and then and I was like, "Well, that was weird." And then I looked down and saw water pooling, so I rolled it back up, and then it's about an inch long crack. Not even a crack. I was like, it just fell away right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked it up and just took it to the sink and drained it, and then cleaned up all the water that was on the floor. But I didn't get as angry as I would have expected. Usually I would have been like, son of a, but I just like,
foul language.
But, whatever. It is what it is.
Gone full on sailor, as I would say.
Well, no, I didn't. That's something I didn't do that. I didn't get all grumpy about it. I was just like, I was annoyed, of course.
I got to tell you that right now I'm in the best spot in this broadcast.
Yeah.
Because everything is coming over me, and I'm getting to smell everything. And it
all
smells
the aroma.
Wonderful.
I probably can't smell very well right now.
Well, yeah, having a slight cold or kicking the end of a cold. It's okay. This beer will help you. I have faith in that.
Yeah. I was surprised it filled up with 2 growlers. I thought for sure I was going to get a foam.
Yeah, you're going to float it?
Yeah.
Well, I got nothing. All I have is Wendy's Lagunitas Brown Castle. Or Newcastle.
Brown Castle. Oh, that's it. That's what it's called from now on. It's Brown Castle.
Brown Castle?
If it's Lagunitas, it's Brown Castle. It's not
Brown
Newcastle.
Castle. It's not Newcastle.
Newcastle was from Britain.
Right.
Lagunitas is an American company. This is Brown Castle.
Brown Castle. So wait, is Lagunitas like cultural appropriation then?
Why?
I don't know, because it sounds Hispanic.
It does, but it's not.
It's not?
No. Excuse me. I don't know. The name does sound like it would be.
Oh, yes. Lagunitas.
But it's not. It's not.
Sounds like more than one Lagunita.
Lagunitas.
All right, that's it. I'm going to look up Lagunita.
Time to look it up. Do a little homework.
Now, we're using my dictionary. See if it's a word.
It might be a made-up word. I don't know.
It could be.
Lagunitas.
Well, it doesn't autofill. Sure enough, ay caramba! We couldn't find Lagunita in the dictionary.
It said ay caramba.
Yeah, def. Right there. Ay caramba. Okay. Which, by the way, I know lots of Hispanic people. Half my family is Hispanic. I know no one who says ay caramba.
I know. I've heard that since like 1981.
Yeah.
Ay caramba.
So, I have not touched my flame, and my boil is different.
Yeah, mine too. I can't seem to find a good stable boil.
I've still got a decent roller though.
I almost feel like mine's not aggressive enough.
Yeah, yours is a little weak.
But then if I move my knob, it gets a little too aggressive. It's kind of weird.
We need like electronically controlled flames. I want 1/2 of a BTU more. Beep, 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 beep.
We could do that actually.
I know. One of us is actually a software engineer.
Who?
Not me. So there's only two of us here.
In my former life, I was a software engineer.
You're still a software engineer. You just get frustrated.
Yeah.
What's weird is you don't get mad at the code. You don't even get mad at the code.
I don't? Oh.
No. It's like you always loved the code. It's like the code is wonderful. You like it. It's just like the entire thing about being a software engineer frustrates you. Like, I'm taking a break.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. See, look, now it's all stupid aggressive.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's overly aggressive, though. I think you'll be okay with that.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's a high roller, but mine is good, just doing its thing.
Doing its boil thing.
Doing its boil thing. It's kind of nice. The hotness is gone now. This is comfortable.
Oh, man.
As compared to the last time where I was just sweating. It's like, I'm sweaty.
Last couple of brew days, I could feel it all going down the back of my, down the center of my back. I was like, whoa, I could feel it dripping down,
Mm-hmm.
And you'll end up on your whoa.
I might notate a part for Matt, the guy who's going to play the bagpipes for that song.
The piper. If that helps him, if he's not a composer.
Yeah, what's weird is it. So, a lot of people who I would not consider composers now use the term composer to define themselves. And I'm talking like beat makers or people that just like use synths and arpeggiators and make kind of cool little music projects where they don't actually write music down. It's not super specific type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And they use the term composer. And I can't really disagree with that. It's like, you're writing music, Now, whether you write music by playing it and recording it, or you write it down on a piece of paper, or you use music notation software to record it on, a visual representation of sheet music. In any of those scenarios, you've written music. You've created a new musical thing. And that kind of is composing. But I just, like with jazz and the guys who improvise and stuff, it's like that is composing too. They're thinking up new music. It's just high speed composing.
High octane composing.
Which I've said that about composing in the past. Composing is just like really slow motion improvisation. You spend a lot more time thinking about it and getting every note right. Anyway, so when he said, I'm not too good at composing, it just so, in my mind, those paradigms are so separate. The concept of, here's a harmonic progression. Play whatever you want on top of it as long as it fits, right? It's like,
That's more improv to me.
Yeah, I consider that improvisation, which, like, Drink 'Em All, that's 100% what Justin did. Of course, Justin is really good at improvisation. I'm actually good at improvisation. I can think up something pretty quick and play it. I'm not so fast, like this blazing speed stuff. But as far as that, thinking up just something that sounds cool right off the top of my head and doesn't sound boring, I can do that. And Justin, of course, Justin had some real easy parameters. It's like, dude, just use arpeggios. Keep it consonant. I don't want anything. This is not cutting edge musical.
Right.
We're not trying to be the 21st century Beethoven here, or this new form of music. It's like, this is pub music. It needs to sound good, consonant, stay in the key the whole time. Just go for it. And he did. And if you listen to the accordion part to the song, it's all arpeggios.
Yeah.
Which sounds great. I mean, it works perfectly for what the thing is. I just think Matt, I told him that. Just play arpeggios, man. I mean, if you look at a lot of I told him it's like find a riff you like, and then just repeat it a lot. Because if you look at a lot of bagpipe music in popular music, where they take the bagpipe and put it into a popular art form, like the Dropkick Murphys or stuff, if you listen to the bagpipe part, it's not this incredibly complex melody that has this path and this arc. It usually is. It's add an extra little pump there to make it different. But it repeats and it repeats and it repeats, but it works for that context. Kind of like techno. Techno does not have really complex melodies. It has the same thing over and over again, and sometimes they'll layer something.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm using techno. I guess I should say EDM. Instead of techno, we'll go EDM because apparently techno is a subgenre. EDM is the broad style.
Yeah, EDM is now it's been like this for years, but is the umbrella term to cover electronic music, whether it's
right
techno or insert albacore in between whatever. Electronic music's another one of those that has this like tons of subgenres. But anyway, yeah, EDM is the umbrella term, just like metal is the umbrella term for 50,000 subgenres of metal, the cores and this and that. Yeah.
And no lie, if you are not intimate with those large umbrella terms, you don't hear the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be into that kind of music and then listen to a lot of different kinds of music under that umbrella term to learn those differences and go, okay, I see why. Maybe they don't always make sense, but it's like, yep, I can tell the difference between dubstep and trance,
Right. Okay, so even I can tell the difference between that.
It was an example.
I know. But
some people can't though. Some people are like, it all sounds like electronic music to me,
It's like, no, wait a minute. Dubstep is easy. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, does it sound like video game sound effects? No.
Wow.
Then it's not dubstep.
That was really weird.
If you feel like it, that was perfect though. If you feel like you're listening to a bunch of very rhythmically composed video game sound effects, that's dubstep.
You did it again. Now you're too soft.
Sure enough.
Make your mind up. Anyway, it's fine.
It's fine. How much time you got left?
I have 21 minutes.
Go, boy. All right. So, I don't know if it was last brew day or the brew day before. Well, just don't put it back in.
No, it's fine. This is fine, actually.
So we're just going to go ahead and go on over to PotCam because now it is time to prep all the other gear.
I might have to wait until 50-minute mark.
Why is that?
Or just you want to throw in my world clock at 15 minutes.
Well, I thought we'd work together. I'm just going to flip it over to PotCam and we're going to start with
behind on what I wanted to do.
Oh,
we still got to rinse the other stuff too.
Right. Well, we're still going to PotCam.
Oh, that's fine.
PotCam. No, my point is we're going to start brewing beer now. We're not going to be on camera.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So one day we'll get music. Yeah. Music. That'll be good. And you can listen to awesome music while you watch two kettles boil.
Hey, Okay, carboy is rinsed.
You want me to do the other stuff and you do this?
I gotta see what's.
You got like 2 minutes left until whirly flock.
Yeah, that's fine. I gotta start rinsing the other stuff too. That's all. I'm just gonna decide and then I'll put the roll flock in. Did I lose my boil?
Oh yeah, you lost your boil. Sorry, man. I'm getting it back. Whirly flock at 15, hops at 10. That's 16 minutes, 17 seconds.
It's pissing. That's fine right there. I just leave it at that.
Well, let it stabilize for a bit. All right.
Where'd you say that my cold water is?
It's in the refrigerator downstairs.
Downstairs. Okay.
Did you rinse off that other stuff yet?
No. I'm
Tell you what.
Watching the.
You do
clock.
your beer. I'll go rinse the other stuff.
Okay. The water's running. I'll turn it off. get at the door. I was going back for it.
Yeah.
Oh, too much boil. A little too aggressive, as they say.
Is that the cooler?
Oh yeah, it's in there. It's
Why are you cooling it and boiling it at the same
Well,
time?
I'm sanitizing, sterilizing it. That's why I'm boiling it, and I'll run the water through it. I used to just put it in bleach water, but I guess the bleach water is not good for the metal.
No kidding.
Because it's copper.
Oh.
I guess the bleach will affect the metal. I don't know, do something to it.
A little funky.
I know, right? So we just boil it for about 20 minutes or so. It boils a little more aggressive than it needs to be.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah. Yep. He's got the camera right on the pots.
Oh, look at that.
Got about a minute and a half, and then I'll put the last set of hops in, and then chill it down, and it's almost done.
Rack it.
Put it, yeah, get it in there, which is going to take a minute because that strainer, got to strain all the crap out of it. This one's going to be a tough one because it's going to have a lot of just goop from the process, so it's going to be a slow one, straining it out.
Oh, no.
I mean, I used to just pour it all in, but then I'd have like inches of sediment at the bottom at the end, which was not a big deal, but just cleaning it afterwards, cleaning it was a pain in the butt. But trying to get filter all the crap out, it kind of helps it in the end.
Yeah. That burner, you got it from the
I got this one at
beer
Ace.
supply? Oh.
At Ace, yeah.
Is that like an outdoor camping type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's like a turkey fryer kind of burner, that style. It was like $80.
That's
Wasn't cheap, yeah.
Yeah. I thought about getting that for summer cooking
Hmm.
because it's so freaking hot in the house, and if you cook in the house, it gets hot.
Right, I know.
Oh,
There's times I come home from work, and I know I can tell that Brandy used the oven or something. It's just the house is so freaking hot, during the summertime.
I once fried chicken wings out here
Oh yeah.
because they get freaking smoky as food.
Oh yeah.
You fry them in the house.
Yeah, we got like a little fry daddy thing we do sometimes, but yeah, it gets all smoky in there.
Anyway, I'm gonna see what
It's hot.
See you later.
All right, we'll see you later. Oh, it's hot. You think? Trying to mix these hops up. Yeah, that was dumb. All right.
All right, how you doing?
Good. Just need the funnel.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna start filling that up and getting it ready. Strainer, you ready to rinse the strainer too?
I rinsed everything
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
with hot water.
Yeah. There, you can go there. Really?
What happened?
There's like a piece of something stuck on there.
What is it?
Hops from the last time it was used.
That's funny.
Alright. Still got a few minutes, so I'll just get this ready.
And now hot pot cam becomes
We need to get the
carboy cam.
cardboard can. We need to get the hose over here too.
Get what?
The hose.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we can hook it up. Might as well even hook it up now. I think I'll do that. I'll just hook it up. Call it good.
Figure we use this bucket.
You want to do that?
Pretty sure. All right. That's enough carboy can. Back to pot can. Did you add your hops?
Yep.
Okay.
Do not fail to add hops this time. I'm going to hook up the hose.
Wait.
Oh, really?
What?
All full of dirt.
Oh.
It's because it gugs up the thread, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's Where am I pointing? Just right over there, or?
Yeah, just
Okay.
pointed out towards the yard out there, picnic table area. That's just the water that the wort chiller was
Oh, yeah. I can... Oh no, you know what? No, we'll use the rinse.
in. Good idea.
We can rinse it, and then you can put it in your boil if you want.
Which I probably will.
Just gotta get that stage over here. All right, beer.
Here?
Beer. I have 5 minutes. It's Monday. You should be off. Federal holiday. What are you doing?
11 PG-13.
Oh, shite. I thought the
It's possible they didn't hear it though over the jet, so.
damn it.
Stop it! You're not digging out of this hole. Just stop digging. Stop.
Well, roll flock went in.
Oh, good!
On time. Whoa! Here we are. On. You know what? You can just. What an unstable boil this has been, man.
It has. It's been back and forth and back and forth. You need pot holders?
No, I just want to make sure I can lift it. It's fine. I got it. I was just like, are you serious?
I put this here.
Clear a path, yeah.
That way, pot cam can be thermometer cam. Meanwhile, all the people on the replay are like, why does he think any of this is interesting?
Someone's like, did he say an F word? I heard a jet. Somebody said that.
No, that's his jets. Sure
Jets,
enough.
man. Jets.
What the heck? Why are they flying on Labor Day?
No. You know what it is? I bet the night checks got Sunday night off instead of Monday night. So tonight is night shift. Normally the night shifts work Sunday nights.
Right. And that means the rest of the episode is going to be filled with this.
Because it's almost a new quarter. We're all money.
I was having a discussion. I'm having a political argument with a friend, and one of the things, and it was, let's just call it about wasteful spending. Anyways, he brought up this whole the government. You know, well, he attacked particularly the military about how they like lose millions of dollars and billions of dollars just so he can get more type deal. And my response is like, that is every branch of the government. I was just listening to an NPR. I was just listening to an NPR report, and they were talking about all the schools down in Seattle and these various like emergency funds that came in because of COVID and all that fun stuff.
Stable? If not, I would really pissed.
Yes.
My beer goes over.
In any case, the thing was, it's like, because, and we had arguments in the past about it. It's like, well, you told me about them buying thousands of pens just so they could burn up the budget. I was like, actually, it was office furniture. But yeah, you're right. And I was very frustrated because what we needed at the time was tools.
We needed pens, actually.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's like we needed tools.
It was frustrating. They come in, hey, we need to spend $15,000.
Let's get some tools.
It's like, cool, man. I need a complete new hydraulics box. This is shot. And the answer was no, you can't get that.
It's like for fun.
It's like, what? It's like, do you need no chairs? It's like, you think I'm going to give these gorillas chairs? Look over there. What? Look. Yeah, your guy's chewing on the chair. Yeah, he's chewing on the chair that's soaked in hydraulic fluid. I don't need new chairs.
I need tools, yeah. I hate how the fund is different. It's a different fund. It's like, who cares? Seriously.
But part of my discussion that I was having is like
40 seconds, by the way.
Oh, part of my discussion was that all government agencies do it this way.
Yeah.
They all have these, even schools have it. It's like, we need more computer monitors. Cool. It's like, no, that fund is for this. And I'm not intimately familiar with how schools spend their money, but I know this for a fact. They don't have a general fund that they suck everything out of.
Right.
They have a building maintenance of this, of that, the other.
All right.
Just like the Navy.
You might hit the switch over there.
I was hitting the switch. But just like the Navy has an office furniture fund. Are you ready?
Yeah. Is it gonna go? I know what I'll do this week. I'll fix this damn coil.
You can't touch the other side.
No. Obviously a little too much. Like agitating the water helps release more of the heat too.
Well, sure.
The water, so I try to do that. Oh, gee, how's your boil going?
Doing exactly what it's supposed to do, man.
Okay. What's time you have left?
Probably over 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good.
I checked it a little bit ago, and it's like 57. You are way ahead of me.
Well, that was the point.
Yep. 48 minutes and 30 seconds. So, I still got lots of time.
I'm already down to below 120, man.
so much faster than putting it in the sink.
Yeah.
Who gave this thing to us? We need to buy them like a thank you card.
It was Reed, and I've bought him plenty of beers.
Oh, well there you go.
All right, below 100, man. Just a tick, but it's good.
You gonna go for 80?
Yep. 80 is the mark, man. It's almost there. Sorry, below 90.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Oh, I like that glass.
Él va a comprar otro, si sabe.
Oh, see. And now it's butt can.
Let that soak in there. All right, wort is going into the chiller. This is going to be a slow one, just because the amount of goop that's in this beer.
Mm-hmm. Here. Oh. Make sure I'm over the funnel. There, that's good. That's good right there. I wonder if this stuff's any good for gardens.
I don't know. If it turns really green there, you'll know.
So for any of you that have managed to make it this far, this is a pain in the butt process, but we have kind of figured it's worth it. Obviously, because we're still doing it.
Yeah, this beer, even though we strain it, it still has like 4 inches of sediment at the end of its initial fermentation.
Here you go.
Your phone's ringing.
Yeah, it's actually not ringing.
Alarm.
Nope. It's my father wanting to FaceTime with me.
Oh.
He will have to wait. I told him to log into Facebook. He could watch. What's amusing about my parents is that my dad is a gadget guy.
Mm-hmm.
He likes the new stuff. He likes the new toys. Here, bring it back over.
Oh, what drink from that? Still going through.
But he does not like social media at all. Like he actively does not like it.
Like me.
Oh no, he's beyond you.
Oh. He hates it worse than I do.
Yeah, well, he's not quite as angry about it, but for example, you know how when we're out, testing the beers and stuff, and I'll
Mhm.
take like a photo for the Twitter account and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
My dad would say, "Don't post that. Delete that photo,
Give it a
please."
good whack again. There's like a lot of it stuck to the side. Delete the photo, huh?
Yep. I mean, he wouldn't really ask me to delete the photo and stuff, but he doesn't want himself, which is weird because, I'm the conspiracy theorist. My dad is not, but he's just like,
He's privacy centric, man. He just doesn't want
Yep.
pictures of him out there.
yep, he just doesn't want that. And I know that because he had a colleague who he really, really liked, and he was a kid, like younger than you or I. Because my dad was a teacher for a long time, so the new crop came in, and they were all children.
Right.
At least in his eyes. He's like. So, anyways, this kid came in, and he just thought it was funny, and he'd take pictures of my dad and stuff. My dad said he finally had to almost half yell at the guy.
Right.
Like, stop it. I don't like this. I don't want my face plastered all over this stuff. So, to further the interestingness of this, my mother, who is technologically not adept, let's just put it that way, she's the one who has the Facebook account, and does all that stuff. And of course, she uses Facebook for things like her gardening and things like that.
Right.
But it just makes me chuckle. Anyways, so I was talking with my folks earlier, and I said, I'm going to be broadcasting. And I told them to turn on Facebook. And once we get done doing this, I will tell them to do it again. You want to talk with me? Turn on Facebook or YouTube. Turn on the YouTubes. Look up Northwest Brewmeisters, and then you can chat. Actually, I don't know if they have an account. Can you chat without an account, or do you have to log in? Do you know?
I think you have to have an account because when you type something, it puts up a username next to your message.
Well, that's true.
Unless there's a guest account thing, I don't know. I really don't know. I've never tried it.
Yeah, I've always just.
But there's a few live streams that I watch. I mean, it's music that someone's live streaming.
Mm-hmm. On YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah. That I'll put on, not watch obviously because I'm not there to watch anything. It's just live streaming music, but I'll engage in the chat sometimes. It kind of takes me back to the old days of the internet, the pre-whiny wanky days of the internet.
I kind of miss Periscope.
Yeah.
I liked Periscope. It was of the streaming platforms, it was pretty good. Well, of course, Twitter killed it. I think they killed it because it wasn't making them any money.
Oh, probably not.
But they were spending money keeping it alive. It had millions and millions of users
who were making money. But I mean, wasn't Twitter taking a cut anyway? Wasn't Twitter taking a cut?
Well, no, Periscope didn't work like that. There was no direct funding. Oh, there was. You could, at one point, they rolled out this thing called Superstars and things like that, where you could buy stars. And then the stars turned into points, which turned into something else, which turned into something else, which eventually, after a long string of turn into this, turn into that, you could cash them out for money.
Oh.
Hold this, please. Thank you.
Okay.
It was a convoluted
Sounds like a pachinko parlor.
What's that?
Sounds like a pachinko parlor.
Yeah.
You can earn these balls that don't mean anything, but you win a prize, but you can sell the prize and make money. You turn in your little balls and you get like a stuffed animal.
Oh.
And then you go sell the stuffed animal for some amount of money. Because I guess gambling's illegal in Japan.
But you can win a prize that you can sell.
But you can sell the prize all you want.
Hand me the lid to the growler.
All right. This end's got stuff stuck to it now. We might need a brush or something. Gotta get it off.
I'll take care of it.
This has hops and crap stuck to it, you know.
Oh, that was not my father.
Oh.
That's my mother-in-law.
We'll tell her to get on Facebook.
What?
I'm joking.
No, my mother-in-law has a hard time with text messages. Sludge. All right. And now we will return pot cam to pot cam. Basically just to get it out of the way.
I just need to grab myself the top off. I'm going to do a gravity reading. Do you have the other stuff?
You mean like a hygrometer?
Yeah.
I do indeed.
I know you do. It was mine.
No, I bought a new one, remember? Wait, maybe it was just mine. Maybe it was just yours. Oh, I bought a graduated cylinder.
Yeah, because I had a hydrometer when you borrowed it year ago when I was over in the mall.
So what you're saying is it's still yours.
Technically, yeah, but I mean, it stays here so we can use it. All right, that can be cleaned. Here.
Give me that. Give me the. You're right. You done with the funnel, or do you?
I'm gonna rinse it and I'll top off.
Yeah.
Where's my mark? There it is. Don't need a whole lot of water. No? Right, there she is.
All right. I'm gonna rinse these and actually throw them back in the bleach, I guess.
Okay, probably a good idea. All right. Problem working outside.
All right. I got 4 minutes.
4 mini toes. I think 180 milliliters is plenty for that.
As long as it. Well, the big thing is, are you going to be able to see the mark?
Yeah.
If it's that deep down in the cylinder.
I'll see it.
Okay.
Me. All right, you doing a gravity reading or no?
Nah.
All right, and I will just sip this in water.
It's really not important to me, for one thing. And this is one of those recipes that, you know, I've done a lot. So I know it's not the strongest beer we make. You know.
Right. All right, what's the temperature? Oh, well below what I need. It's at 70 right now, which should be fine for the yeast. Double check that. Yeah, 65 to 72 for mine. All right, I'm gonna water lock. Oh crap! You know what we never did?
No.
We never put our yeast pouches in the solution, man.
Okay, not the end of the world.
No, it's not. But it's just annoying because now it's got to sit longer.
Not too much longer
I'm
though.
gonna put this in the bleach.
With 34 seconds to spare.
Okay. I'll just cap that for now.
I was gonna say you could just water lock it,
Yeah, I'm gonna water in right now.
or just plug it.
I'll just plug it. Fill that stuff. Sits for a few minutes. All right, here I need this.
You are right about that, my friend.
All right, where's my thermometer? As long as you're about 60 degrees, we should be okay. Yeah, it's almost 60 degrees. Oh, no, it's not. It's climbing.
60 degrees and holding climbing. Okay.
Well, my side thermometer said about 70, which is about what this is showing. I'm gonna let that cool a little longer before I read it.
It'll make for a more accurate reading.
You can apply a formula to it if you're plus or minus 60 degrees. I don't want to do it now.
There we go. And we're boiling again.
That's all garlic.
Yeah, Wendy's making beans and
Oh.
boiling violently. Way violently.
It's boiling violently. Yeah, I'm gonna start loading up, man. Get some of this stuff done ahead of time. You're not even hot enough. Yay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, tonight after we get done, I got to put the picnic table back. I have to put the picnic table back because Wendy asked me to put the picnic table back, and I was like, sure. And it took me a week to do it.
Oh. This process is kind of the pain in the ass part, man.
What's that?
Oh, all the sanitation stuff, just a pain in the ass. I think.
Absolutely agree.
I wish there was an easier way to do it. I mean, there are easier ways to do it, but
Nanobots.
Maybe.
That's what I say. Nanobots.
Nanobots, huh? Or just like something I can turn upside down. Or I can turn the carboy upside down and press it onto something, and it sprays a cleaner that just instantaneous sanitizes. I don't let anything sit, you know. Sanitize it and
Problem is, I think, even though they say it doesn't, I think that Star Sand flavors the beer. Yeah, I couldn't agree with that, dude.
I know you don't have to rinse Star Sand, but
What's that?
I know they say you don't have to rinse Star Sand, but I'd rather rinse it. Personally. No. Oh, stupid. I could have used that little bit in there. Come on, man. You gotta release that heat. All
right, man.
Or is it just too hot out here?
I don't think it's that hot out here.
Well, I mean, is it like 60 something? It's like 63 degrees out here or so? That's what I mean. I don't know what the temp is, but I'm just curious if it's warmer out here because that's not going to get any colder than the outside temperature. It's close enough.
Who's that? You know what else is close enough?
What's that?
It is close enough to time to end
The broadcast.
the broadcast. So have a seat, my friend.
Okay.
Grab your nut brown ale.
Grabbing my nut brown ale.
Did that on purpose.
I certainly did. Cheers.
Cilantro Pro Salute, all of the languages. All right. Hey, this has been another episode of the Northwest Brewmeisters. We had a good time. Thanks for Nathan for checking in. Any replay viewers who have made it all the way to this point, provided you didn't just skip, which is cheating, which is what I would do, because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And if you get caught, you ain't trying hard enough. But long and short, relax.
Don't worry. Have a home.
Have a homebrew.
See y'all.